Sneakers, check. Socks, check. Hoodie, check. Shorts, check. Nike, I done made about $1 million and I'm only 9.
Today, from the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans, it's Week 15 of the NFL on EA Sports. Joey Slye to kick off for Carolina.
It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. Taken about 7 yards deep. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. Here come the Saints for their opening drive. And a glance at the tall signal caller, standing 6'6".
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Harris has it over the middle. They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
A 6-yard.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there is they were able to connect. 7 yards there and a first down.
9-yard line.
They'll drop to throw. McKinnon here, it's complete. 7 yards, the pickup there.
Complete to number 88. A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 40.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
1st and 10.
The numbers there for Kamara from a week ago. 13 carries, 62 yards.
I'm so glad you asked for a couple of offensive linemen to talk to before the game, because they told us that in last week's contest, everything was clicking. Didn't matter whether they were doing gap scheme, zone scheme, power, whatever it was working, and they expect more of the same in this game, although they're prepared for some adjustments by the defense they expect to see.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
49-yard line.
Now a man open down the middle of the field, and this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb, because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
That'll be caught by his tight end, Ian Thomas. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 14 yards is the pickup. First down, New Orleans.
Okay, I'm not so great at math, but I just looked over at our statistician, Marvin, and he signaled to me 5 for 5 to get things started here on this opening drive. Where I come from, that's pretty good.
That is pretty good. Now, what do you do defensively to adjust?
Well, this is where you got to make a decision as a defensive coordinator. Do you really get after the quarterback, or maybe you tighten down on the receivers, bump them off of their routes, chip away at their timing, so things aren't as precise as they've been so far in this game?
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. And Thomas seems to be in some pain. He's still on the ground. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And this carry terminated at the 8-yard line. Good stick skill showing the power, but just not much room to operate. The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 4 yards on the play. That's going to lead to 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. Brian Burns in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. 1st down, a bit of a disaster. And now on 2nd and goal, back even further.
That I'm struggling to understand a little bit. That close to the goal line, 1st down, run the football. If you want to throw it, throw some play action on 2nd down.
And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 5 yards that time on the completion. And now it's 3rd and goal.
3rd and goal.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. From 10 yards out. And the Saints take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Will Lutz lining up for the point after.
It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. Lutz with the extra point. And it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taken in at the 3. A dangerous return man showing it here.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
This is Geis. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
He was brought down.
Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one.
And, boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
Down at the 45-yard line. A gain of a yard.
The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. After 7-0 on EA Sports. So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears trying to go for it on 4th. Here we go with Geis. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that. But by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. That good for 19 and a 1st down.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice game.
They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
They'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19.
Taken down at the
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Here's Tua. And he's got his target. That's more. And the Panthers are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big third down pickup to keep their drive alive.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Kenny Young. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on first and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
So first down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's second and goal. This will be caught at about the 6. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A 10-yard completion, but still now facing third and goal.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
On the ground, McCaffrey. And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Panthers are now an extra point away from tying up this game. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2.
Joey Slye to kick off for Carolina.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM, it always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is as he passed it into each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
At the 40.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
That catch good for only a couple.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Alex Kamara in the passing game. And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. Back to throw again. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Jeremy Chin picks it off. And he's free going down the left side. It's a full race. Panther touchdown.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
Slide for the PAT.
For the point after.
And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six.
Joey Slye to kick off for Carolina.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. Taken in the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. He's had a solid start to this game, but bottom line is they're losing, so he doesn't care about his stats. He just wants to right the ship on the scoreboard.
He wants to actually increase his stats because he feels like if he does, that means things will get better.
Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Yetur Gross-Matos in there to get him. It's a loss of 5. We'll get this one underneath to Kamara. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. And that's McCoy, who is still down following the play. Appears shaken up. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for third down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Up sack number 12 for him on the year.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their third one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
37-yard line.
The Carolina offense making their way out. We take a look at the playoff picture in the NFC. And for them, it's no longer a question of will they make the playoffs. They've clinched the division title. The question, can they hold on to that number 1 seed?
And this is where the mental fortitude comes to play, doesn't it? Because now you're not just the coach talking about it, his team talking about it to each other, supporting each other, carrying each other along, because having that number 1 seed means everything in the NFL.
It does. So even though the division title's clinched, shouldn't take the foot off the gas.
No, not at all. Play it all the way through. And I think we've seen that in recent years in the NFL. The teams that play and play to win each and every game, they're the ones to deal with in the playoffs.
Tagovailoa to throw on second down here. He's going to drop this down to McCaffrey, and he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. From midfield, here's Tua. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
It's a gain of 9.
The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. From the gun, it's Tua. Eluding the pressure right. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Tua now on first down. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he'll be out of bounds. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. It's Tagovailoa. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
Christian McCaffrey. Incomplete. Leads to 2nd and goal.
No move for the field goal unit. They're going to go here with 5 seconds left. Tua, the final shot before half. He's gone for a Panther touchdown. Curtis Samuel in the final seconds of the first half. And the Panthers add on to their lead.
Point after.
CD for them, this has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Taken about 7 yards deep. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. So we have come to halftime, and there you have it. Halftime quickly over. Third quarter, here we go. The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. There's DJ Moore as he and the rest of the offense head back out there. You look at the numbers for him, and 1,000 yards obviously well within his sights, barring injury. He will get there. The question, will he get there in this game?
Well, he would love to. Duh, right? Of course he would. But, you know, watching him play this year, we often talk about defenses, allocating extra resources to try and stop a guy of his ilk, right? But you know what else kicks in? His pride to say, okay, I don't care how many you throw in my direction, I'm still going to find a way to get open. I will use different moves. I will move against formation. I will come underneath routes and try and run through some people and kind of get natural picks in order to work his way open. He wants to get that 1,000, and he doesn't want any less passes to come to his direction.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
The throw over the middle taken in. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. They go right back to him for 20 and a first. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball-controlled football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line.
That's exactly what you're looking for at the inside linebacker spot. Versatility. He can drop into coverage, or as he did on that last play, use his speed to get to the perimeter and knock the ball carrier for a loss.
And this one is right through. And they will open things up a bit more. It's 24-7. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the third quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned. Because some teams script to start.
And caught out. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And his crew will take over the football at the 35-yard line. A last week about ball security. In fact, they added an extra period in practice to be more secure with the ball.
After review of the play,
the fumble on first down. Now here's second down. They begin on the ground with Kamara, and he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
Throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. The passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
On second down, Kamara. Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. 20. Touchdown, New Orleans. Kamara with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Saints get a bit closer.
Lining up.
I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Taken in at the 3. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
At their own 26-yard line.
And the Panthers coming out now. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score. They start on the ground with Geis. He takes this for 3 to the 29. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
They stay on the ground. Geis again. And he'll be brought down right around the 37.
Geis, the ball carrier.
Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice, steady gain.
First down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Tua sets up to pass it. Oh, he got possession on him, and he pulls it in. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done.
It's a gain of
23 yards on the play. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 right at the 40. Tua going to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. That catch good for only a couple.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
The 38-yard line.
A 4-receiver look here. 3 out to the left, 1 to the right on 2nd and 8. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. He'll find his tight end, Seals Jones. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
He Seals Jones.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost his bread and butter is a good running back dive play.
Completes it to Samuel. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
A gain of 6.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. 16 yards, a little deja vu from the previous play where they got 16.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense get a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. On the ground, Geis, and he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. A great effort there. Touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Panthers are able to grow their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical, that's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
At their own 25-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minutes. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. We're off to the fourth quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Here's a 2nd and 7. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. 7 yards there and a first down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Back to throw now on first down. And a sideline pass. That's caught by Thomas. That catch good for only a couple.
Complete to Ian Thomas. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 38-yard line.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Now left side on the swing pass. It'll be a pickup of just 2. And just like that, it's third down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
On the check down, he finds Kamara. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. It is incomplete. The target that time, Michael Thomas. And it's 2nd down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
The throw right sideline here is complete, and he'll get it down here to the 43. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. Able to find Harris, complete. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, they only needed a small gain on 3rd down. They end up getting over 30 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Now whistles here, and it looks like we've got a Panther that's having some difficulty down there getting up. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. While the training staff works on him, he'll step aside and be right back. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Looking for Thomas. He's got him. Touchdown, New Orleans. Thomas, his first touchdown on the year. And the Saints make some inroads here to that deficit. Wants to try to add the PAT. Trimmed down to 10. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it all culminates in a Saints touchdown. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And it looks like the Panthers' hands team does its job. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Back to the ground on first. It's Geis down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Number 22, Christian McCaffrey.
The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? You just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. It's a pickup of 3, but it brings up what will be an interesting 4th and 1.
It's now 4th down.
Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And his kick is good. And that will stretch the lead up to 13.
Panthers 34.
So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still 8 up time, got points, so while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
At their own 25-yard line.
Out comes the Saints offensive unit and the NFC playoff race. Let's have a look at it. And it's right about this time of the year that you start to say this is when the cream rises to the top. Week 15, 3 weeks left to go, but still plenty to be determined.
It certainly is, because we all know everyone is aiming for that #1 seed. But failing that, because only 2 teams in the NFL get a bye, 1 from each conference, that question becomes,
strip, the ball comes out. Fortunate to get that football back, because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been luck.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. Both defenses have had their struggles, but they've been good enough to get them this lead, and another nice play there to help preserve the lead.
It's been a game of punch-counter-punch, hasn't it? All throughout. But this time, the big swing was taken, and it didn't land. Nice play by them on defense.
Geis with a carry on second down. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Again they run, again it's Geis. Inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th. The Panthers down to a knee out of the victory formation. Down to a knee goes Tua, and that should just about do it.
Today's final
So this one